just down south, just a little bit from here, you've got Colorado Springs, two of the biggest military facilities in the whole country, NORAD and the Air Force Base, the Air Force Academy, that I think takes up the amount of space of Manhattan or something.
Fort Carson.
Fort Carson. Is it possible for you to say, Kelly, honestly, to somebody who is considering signing up today, that they do have choices that would compete with the choices they'd have in the military if they live around here?
Well, it's a pretty difficult situation that we're in right now as far as advancement and really getting a job and being able to get an education. On the same aspect, though, you know, the majority of people, only a small percentage of the American public is in the military. So if you look at the vast amount of people outside the military that are finding ways to pay for their college, that are finding jobs, I mean, you don't have to go into the military to get those things, but I think overall, just in the United States right now, for everybody, it's very difficult. And another thing, a lot of people go into the military expecting to get these certain things to advance themselves, but then they come back from maybe 3 tours in Iraq, and things aren't the same, and maybe they can't go to school, or they can't hold down a job anymore, they can't be there to support their family, and these are consequences that they didn't expect, and this isn't what, you know, they weren't prepared for that. And I believe that our society as a whole is not prepared to face the realities that state-sponsored violence, like the occupation of Iraq, has just not on just our military, but on our whole society and on people overseas. I mean, you're talking about women and the women's movement focusing on this disarmament and on peace and anti-war, and it's so crucial, but it's so missing from the dialogue. I mean, when do we ever hear about what the mothers in Iraq are facing as a result of the occupation? I mean, there are 2 million refugees outside of Iraq who've had to flee. Thousands of women are turning towards prostitution because they have to support their families. You know, we have such a high rate of single mothers now in Iraq and Iraqi refugees, but when do we ever hear about that? I mean, that's a woman's issue.